Hello and welcome to the Screamboat movie commentary. I'm Steven LaMorte, the writer and director.
I'm David Howard Thornton. I play Willie.
And I'm Amy Schumacher. I play Amber, and I'm one of the producers.
We had so much fun making this movie, and today we're going to take you behind the scenes. We're going to tell you all the secrets and all the fun little tidbits about how we made this film, and hope you will have fun listening and coming along for the ride and watching the movie with us.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Who is this Walt D guy?
I had a thought earlier today. I said maybe, it would be cool if you did the commentary in characters. So I think you have to just whistle all of your your feedback.
Occasional.
This opening shot on the boat was so funny because it was like our last day of production in New York when we got on that ship, and we had this tiny little boat with a Russian boat driver, and he sailed us out onto the water, and it was just crazy because the closer we got to the ferries, the harder it was to keep the camera steady, and also mildly dangerous. But that's how we got all those awesome boat shots, and they're all over the movie.
That's amazing.
Fun fact, this room is also a room that I feel like one of your other main characters has been in, right?
Yeah, that back corner, I believe, is where in 2, in the very scary number 2 movie that you were in, I think that's where you were picking up all the tools, and then in 3, the same thing. It's the same location on Staten Island.
Wow, yeah.
Creepy abandoned hospital. So the crew would always, whenever there was somebody new on set, they're like, "Oh, let's go and let's go look at the set of Terrifier," and then they'd go up, and the walls are still there, and it says with the smear, and it says like Vicky and all that stuff. Like, oh,
that's too funny. I didn't realize that was down there at Bailey. Okay, that makes sense.
In the engine room of Bailey. The cool thing was the color scheme 100% matched that of the ferry. So when we discovered that, it made so much sense that this is the only scene that's portrayed as being on the ferry, but not actually on the ferry, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
I also love to point out that it says Mortimer on there because a lot of people don't know that was actually Mickey Mouse's original name was Mortimer Mouse.
Yeah, we wanted to start establishing some of the callbacks as early as possible, as like some of them are references. Oh, there he is.
Toast your feet.
What was that? Damn it, David. Some of the references are subtle. They're in the set dressing, and some of them like are obnoxious in their lines and their dialogue, and they're just like very in your face. So the Mortimer was like one of the first ones. The ferry boat Mortimer. There is no real ferry boat Mortimer. Uh-oh. He's getting the wrench. Oh boy. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Well, that's what I think a lot of people have found is fun about this film is there's so many Easter eggs throughout it, and that's kind of fun for me. Every time I watch, I find a new Easter egg.
Right? There was some that I didn't even know were Easter eggs until somebody pointed out.
Oh. It's so funny. The effects guys who rigged up the smoke and the steam they're so nice, and it's so funny because you're doing a very technical job, but everything about this movie is inherently preposterous. So we're like, oh, we want to make the smoke hit big and loud, but then it's also like it's a Steamboat Willie horror movie, so they're being really serious. And but it is silly. I mean, the puppet just hit her in the face with a wrench. Like this is cartoonish. The first time we hear you whistling,
yes,
this song was actually not the original song that we were going to have whistling. In the original script, we put a song in there that wasn't in the public domain. And we realized that right before we shot. We said, oh, we really should change that out.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then when we started thinking about it, we're like, oh, of course, it should be the iconic song is the one he would do. And then all of the other ones that he uses to communicate, oh, there's his little feeties. Thankfully, you have a lot of experience operating with large feet. So.
Yeah, thankfully so. I it seems to be my shtick now is big feet.
The funny thing about that nose, to be able to get that shot, this is like one of those crazy like tech things you do. To be able to get that shot of the nose getting ripped off, the nose is actually triple in scale. So that nose is like 6 inches long.
Really?
Yeah, so if you look closely at her foot, you can see the nose is much bigger than her foot. And that's how we're able to get the guy dying in the background in focus and then the nose in the same shot. So There's a lot of like really interesting craft in the movie just to make some of these shots exactly the way I wanted. Yeah, it was.
There's the
There he
silhouette.
is. There's his little ears. Oh, man. And where's the light coming from? Don't worry about it.
He just exudes light.
The colorist was like, so where's the light motivated from? And I was like, shut.
Just let it happen.
Leave that alone. This was something I really wanted to capture, is the, because it's a downtown LA, downtown New York City, lower Manhattan, gets really foggy because it's right off the water. And so I really wanted to capture that like smoky, hazy sort of New York City feel, like, creepy fog rolling off the water. So these shots turned out really, really cool. But we have one of our other producers, Mike Levy, who also produced Terrifier, is running in front of the Steadicam operator, holding a handheld smoker, because you're not allowed to set things down, spraying smoke. And there's all this footage of like the camera operator and him holding the smoke machine and her running. And we look like such a bizarre band.
So we didn't close down the terminal to do this. This
Yeah.
is at like 4 a.m. or something.
4 a.m. on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day. We thought, it'll be quiet for
Wow.
sure.
The real Staten Island. There we go.
Yeah. So there's a scene where, over the intercom, they tell that the doors are changing doors. So everyone who's in the terminal moves across. It makes it look like everyone is, like the boat is getting filled and everyone's going into the boat. We couldn't have made that happen.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's
so perfect.
The New York City is such a great place to shoot, and we had so much fun there. And there's definitely a lot of moments where we're shooting this where there are real New Yorkers standing behind me, like giving me feedback, which I thought was kind of funny because we're all, the whole crew's wearing black jackets. Look, you can see them moving, right?
Yeah.
So this is what
that's
Amy
the
was
moment.
talking
Oh, that's
about.
fantastic.
Because normally everyone
Right.
lines up in front of the correct door.
Yeah, they usually do, yeah.
And then they just walk through the door. And in this one instance, they're like, sorry, we're going to do a different door. And so all the people are walking sideways, and it filled the frame, and it's like a movie miracle. We're like, oh my God, stop what we're doing. Go run like you're getting on the boat.
And here are the
here's
princesses.
The birthday brigade. There they are. And some people don't get the reference to who they're supposed to be. And
How?
I know.
I think that's cool for them that they don't get it. But I think
I
once
think
people...
non-Disney people don't immediately see it.
Bless their hearts.
But as soon as she says, I want to be where the people are, I mean, if you don't know at that point...
Yeah.
I loved these designs were done. The initial inspo was done by Christian Cordella, who also designed the Willie and Dominique's hat and a couple other really cool elements. He designed mini spoilers. And he did these designs, and then Aaron just took them, our costume designer, Aaron Crosby, took them to the next level. I mean, all the little details he did, like my favorite is Bella's red rose purse. Right? He just incorporated like a red fluffy purse. He goes, I wanted it to be like the rose as an homage. And I'm like,
That's
that's
great.
exactly the kind of stuff that I think makes this movie fun.
I just noticed even on like Cindy's birthday ribbon, the lettering is very reminiscent of
Yes.
Yes,
the
it
Disney
is.
logo. I'm like, that's brilliant. I just noticed that the first time just watching it. It's like, oh, nice.
That's a real rug. That's our Peter Pan-esque biker. And that under the mask is actually Pete.
Really?
Yeah.
That's Jesse posing his body doubling the because that actor wasn't there that day.
That's funny.
And he's like, dude, can I be in the movie? I was like, yes, you can.
Again?
He's like, but how? And I said, I'm going to put you on a mask.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's
There was one iteration of the script where that the guy in the Statue of Liberty mask was actually was it Winnie the Pooh? I think it was. There was
Really?
in a very early draft. Yeah, it was going to be
Photos.
There was going to be Winnie the Pooh, and then because I really wanted it to be like Times Square Elmo, but that's obviously not cleared.
Yeah.
And even making him a different color wasn't cleared. And I was like, what's really New York? Let's do the Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty, definitely.
Brian Scalaro, he improv'd all of this. I got to take a shit. Nothing's coming out. I want to go home. He did a bunch of other alternate takes, and then when we're shooting, before the movie came out, he's like, "How many of my jokes made it in?" And I was like, "I mean, a bunch."
That's fantastic.
It was so fun to have Tyler come in and do the movie, supporting Jesse too.
Brothers.
Brothers, like, Sheer and exact. I mean, their voice and their face are so similar.
I actually heard, I think it was either yesterday or a couple of days ago, that someone, a director that I know who was at the premiere of Screamboat, congratulated Tyler on playing Pete.
Ah.
Because they look so similar. He was like, oh, aren't you the dude from Screamboat? He goes, yeah. He goes, dude, you were great. And a big fight at the end. And he was like, oh, no, that's not me. That's my brother.
Oh, there's our naked cowboy.
Here's our naked cowboy.
That's such a New York reference. I think if you don't know, it just seems like there's a naked dude, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, that's a
It's
New
a
York
fixture.
staple.
Yeah.
And he trademarked naked cowboy, right?
Yeah.
It's something
Yeah.
like that.
There's also a naked cowgirl, too.
Oh, there
Yes,
is.
yeah.
What does she wear?
Oh, you don't want to see.
don't wanna see.
It's really not something you want to see. Trust me on that. It's just it sounds glamorous. It's not.
But it's not. We have that equivalent in Hollywood too. The different performers, dressed in outfits outside and of the Chinese theater, and yeah, it's something to see.
Yeah.
This,
It's good for them.
That's
Good
right.
for them.
That's right. This is all, this is a combination of a lot of different footage. Some of it was shot right off the boat, things that we shot on the actual ferry. Some of it is shot with a drone. Actually, one of our editors who also did the drawings at the very end of the film in the end credits, those like bubble animation style cartoons. He is a drone pilot. And so he flew the drone dangerously close to the ferry and got us all those awesome shots too.
Wow. That is so cool.
The boat is such a character in and of itself, and it's funny because we had written into it that the boat was dilapidated, and then once we got into it, it was in much better shape than I think the reputation of the boat has.
Yeah.
And I love the idea, like as the film progresses and the boat takes on more and more damage, that we're able to turn it more into a haunted house. But at the beginning of the film, this is what it was like riding the boat.
And that's actually how a lot of the ferries actually look that are running. There is a kind of like a griminess to them.
and if
So
you look,
many people cross them all day long.
Yeah.
right?
All day.
This boat, you both have ridden this boat, right?
oh yeah,
Yes.
Mike,
Many times.
Me and the producers of Terrifier have shot on this boat. We were all in high school together. So we used to do sketches. Oh, Amy, that's you. We used to do sketches and we shot them on this boat. We actually have that footage of when we were in high school interviewing
That's so
people
funny.
and stuff and to come full circle, however many years it's been, and be able to like make a movie on the ferry and have our own Staten Island ferry is like such an awesome dream.
Oh man, Jarlath Conroy is such a good actor.
He is so good.
Working with him was so amazing.
He is so good.
And he brought so much to it, and he memorized the monologue, which was just going to be like a voiceover. And he's like, "No, I'd like to try it, Steve." And then I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it!" I think, and that was the day. I think when Jarlath showed up, that was the first day that sort of everyone sort of locked in on the tone of the movie, because what he's saying is inherently insane and ridiculous and funny, but he's taking it very seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, did Barry just roll a tear for Steamboat Willie? Like it just made everyone's like, oh, we have to really step our game up. Everyone showed up every day, of course, and came to work. When you saw him really bring it and bring sort of gravitas to it.
Definitely.
I think that's what works is when you play it serious, but when you realize how absurd everything is. I think that's what makes it
That's
really
when
funny.
it's funny, right? I totally agree.
When you're not playing it as a joke, you're playing it serious. It's like, oh, okay, this is so much funnier this way. I was like,
These water shots were so amazing to get. I'm not entirely. I think it's because the sun was starting to rise and it was cloudy. I still to this day don't know why the sky looked that way when we were shooting. So once we ended our day in the ferry terminal, we took one camera operator and Jesse and Allison and I think one other guy, probably Mike and Steve, and we shot all those shots looking out at the city. And he's like, man, it looks so beautiful, but the timing is wrong. Like it's literally too bright out there. But then we massaged it in color.
Oh, yeah.
But then because of the lighting, the newer boats have such nice lighting. It looks, when we cut to the other side, you'll see it kind of looks like we're on like an LED wall or something. But we actually shot all of that stuff. These things, the close-ups are on the static boat docked. But all of the wide shots from behind the back, that's all real. We added the fog in later, but we really shot that stuff.
But
That's
we did
really
get
cool.
a couple foggy days when we were in town in New York, and Steve's like, "It's foggy. Let's just go down there." I'm like, we have to stop shooting footage of this movie. But the weather was perfect.
But the downside to the fog is when it's too thick, you can't see anything. So then like it looks like there's nothing back there. So we actually had to adapt a look. We did a lot of look development, not just in what the effect looked like, but how foggy is it? Because if you can't see lights going by, then it doesn't look like the boat is moving. So it was definitely a tricky thing to dial in. Uh-oh, here comes you, Phil Park.
That's not a lady.
We took some liberties with the lighting, but
Liberties.
But jeez. All right,
Nice.
I walked into that one
I love it.
to make it spooky. Damn it, David, tell me off.
Gotcha.
That torch was 3D printed. The actual torch we were supposed to be using in the movie didn't show up on time, or there was some issue with the torch. We changed the schedule. And so they got a model of a 3D torch. And to this day, I do not know who made that torch. It's like he's credited in the movie as the Phantom, right?
The Phantom, that's it. Yes.
Just the Phantom of 3D printing. And it was just so weird. Like, okay, don't worry, we got the torch thing figured out. And I was like, how? They said, oh, the Phantom printed it. I'm like, who's that? And they said, we don't know. We do not know.
That's more whistling.
More whistling.
I did my own whistling too.
It was one lip puckering day.
Yes, it was. A lot of water was had that day.
Yes.
That's one thing I found was challenging with the whistling, was having to whistle with different inflections and emotions. It's challenging.
Oh, sure.
It's very
And probably not something you'd ever really thought about trying
No.
before.
Oh, look at him wearing sandals on Staten Island ferry. Ugh, that's just dangerous in itself.
That's actually, those feet are Mike Loverde's feet, if you know one of the camera operators. A lot of fun body doubling happening here.
Now, what did you have inside the head to make him spin like that?
So the head is on a board, and then we removed the board. So the crew is just spinning the board that the head is on, and they took the board out, and they took the crew out.
Movie magic.
Yeah, a little movie magic. I mean, a lot of these things we did, and to get David's feet to look like they're the right size when he popped up, he's actually holding a tent, because the tent was the only thing we could get that's big enough to make it seem like he's holding the right size object. Oh, got him. Those are his feet.
I don't remember that tent thing.
Yeah, we had it.
Yeah.
We've had a big tent that was the size of the mask. That's the puppet hand.
Oh.
Quantum Creations made that.
Hooked it up. Yes, they did.
I guess I remember talking about that tent thing. I don't remember.
Yeah, we set up. So we had something to like push on and
Yeah.
lift it up so that his knees bent and the shadows were right in his
Yeah.
Like a lot of what makes the effects in this movie work is not it's not how good the computer did or how good the artist did, but we shot these elements in such a way so that when the shadow is right, you just believe that the mask is over his feet, and when it gets raised up, that interactive lighting, it's low tech, but that's how we're able to sell some of these things. Poor Kaylee. I said, Kaylee, it took 4 hours to get every single one of you in makeup. I need you to say more stuff. So she came up with all these different toasts. So we have this like deleted version of that sequence where she gives that toast, where she's just riffing, and she's got all of these different like, thank you all for getting me out of my modeling contract. Thank you all for helping me recover from that bad breakup. It's just joke.
That's Kaylee. That's Kaylee.
And so she kept doing it, and I kept asking her like, oh, Kaylee, can you go and can you come up with something tomorrow when you're going to walk down the thing? And she's like, oh, okay. This poor girl ended up writing so many.
She's fantastic.
She's so
Kaylee is so funny. It's just she's just naturally funny.
That turn your ride into a fairy tale was an actual ad that was actually for Chipotle that was on this old boat.
Wow.
Yeah, we did not make. Yeah, we didn't make that. That's why if you look, the border on the bottom is cut off because it said at the bottom there's a Chipotle burrito. That's just a regular Chipotle thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very serendipitous.
She is actually in the women's room. So if you look closely behind her when she walked in, you can see a bunch of metal chairs, which is like a makeup area where the ladies can do their makeup on their way to work because the ferry ride's 30 minutes long. But we figured no self-respecting human would allow the women's room just wouldn't look like this. So we made it a men's room, and it was the only way to get Officer O'Hare, the guy who dies with his head in the propeller, is the one who's in that bathroom. And so we figured if we made it the men's room, we made the women's room out of order, it would make sense that there'd be someone in there, playing the butt trumpet.
Makes sense. The butt trumpet. That music sounds like ass.
We're having fun.
I'm here all week, folks.
This is why Willie is not allowed to speak.
That's why a lot of my characters aren't allowed to speak, I think. It's like, oh, David and his dad jokes.
I love a good dad joke.
Oh, they are fun. But yeah, those ferry bathrooms are disgusting. They're
so bad.
So disgusting.
Even now, because it's a boat bathroom, right? So it's just like metal, and it's meant to be like really like basic, and I don't want to say sterile, but the bathrooms at the ferry terminal are the worst. For sure.
Oh, they are horrible.
And it's just, you go in there and it's like no groom. There's a sign in there that says no grooming, and you look at it and you're like, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna do that in here. Oh my god!
But I have seen.
You've seen things.
In those.
Because the terminal's open 24/7. Right?
24/7. Oh yeah.
Get a lot of homeless people in there doing like grooming.
Well, and people are just like having all kinds of nights. They're going one way, they're going the other way. There's little Willies, little Phoebes. And so Christian is standing on the toilet. Christian Beckman, who's operating the puppet, and also his company built it. And so that's a joke. I actually don't know if people get that. That's the arm of the guy who, from the beginning, the other engineer, the dude. But it's shredded like that to look like a turkey leg. So it's supposed to be. That's why he wore a bandana around his wrist, because the fabric was supposed to cover his arm, and it was supposed to be torn like it was a turkey leg. That's why it's chewed like that.
That's
subtle. But
extreme. Yes, subtle. That's
very subtle.
That's what we call a joke that doesn't lie. It's subtle. It's. I think it doesn't quite work.
But now it makes sense. I'm like, oh, see, there's another Easter egg.
So if you're listening to this, you now know that's what it is. Another fun fact, if you ever look in the background, oh my goodness, we're giving away everything. If you ever look in the background of these shots and anyone seems like they're sleeping just a little too long, it's because they're an inflatable dummy. Really? So the movie is filled with inflatable dummies in the background. So we would put one person swaying or moving, someone to give the frame life, but they all usually a crew member in one of the multiple jackets. And then everyone else that's sitting there, quote unquote, asleep is like, you can even see one right there in the back. Yeah. It's a dummy. And they're not even, we're an independent film, so they're not even fancy dummies. The fancy dummies we use for kills, but the small inflatable dummies are, just call them party dummies. That's fantastic. So yeah, this is amazing. That's a real light, and that's the real Staten Island ferry really flashing us, telling us, and blowing their horn, telling us we're too damn close because we're on a wide angle lens, but the boat was like directly in the line of that, of the ferry. And so they're shining that light to get the hell out of the way. You are too close.
That's right.
Oh, who's that? That was weird. That was weird, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Steve really wanted to do this, this cool angle. Steve De La Salle, the DP, who's also one of the producers on the film. We wear a lot of hats on this show. So he had sort of this vision of like looking to the fence and sort of make it feel like the comp was getting watched, and he did a good job.
Oh, that's a big hole.
Big hole, which a lot of people didn't realize it. The reason for the hole is to establish why they can't just take a lifeboat and try to get off. Is the boats are broken. They can't take the lifeboats. So just to like drop some of these hints to make sure there's some. Oh, we shot a scene where the cop's foot sprays blood when the hammer hits him, but it sort of threw off the timing. Yeah. And we shot it with Amy's was running the hammer on the insert, and she got absolutely blasted with fake blood, just covered with fake blood shooting out of the shoe. It hit her right in the face. And the shot didn't even make it in the movie.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Yeah. When you get the blood bukkake, that's when you get a little... those are the shots that never make it in.
Well, and like when Joe DeRosa and Brian Quinn are... Oh, look at him.
Those are my legs.
That's right. Those are your legs. Oh, my goodness. when Joe DeRosa and Brian Quinn, when they got their death scene, the only way to get the blood on them was to spray it. So we have footage of them getting sprayed with blood, but the joke is much funnier when you just see them covered in blood. Maybe that footage will make it on this. Look at his little butt wiggling. His little butt wiggling. Oh.
You're just so strong.
You see,
Amy, don't ask questions. Don't ask questions about how strong he is.
yeah.
Look at this. Oh, David, that's you.
There's the big reveal.
David, that's you. This is so funny. So this whole sequence was played by the orchestra, and so to have them playing that like have them playing that and hear all the horror strings and stuff, and they're just so serious. They're all musicians and playing strings, and they're an orchestra, and the conductor is like this Macedonian man who's like, okay, we will take it from the murder part, and just having them play our ridiculous music is just so funny and so fun.
I love that you guys actually used a live orchestra too.
Isn't that cool?
That is just wonderful.
In Macedonia.
This movie is a tribute to ridiculousness because there is a low budget, tiny, like fast and cheap and easy way to make this film, and every opportunity we had to not do that, we did. So making David tiny, doing the live orchestra, like all of those little things, all that love that we put into it, I think shows on screen. And I'm very grateful that the team supported me and was like, yeah, you really want an orchestra? Let's do it. And I think it adds so much.
Oh, it does.
The term Mickey Mousing, which is the way in which you play the music to match what's happening on screen, originated with Mickey Mouse. Yes, that was one of the things. As soon as they had sync sound, it's one of the things Steamboat
why
Willie is famous.
The original cartoons were called Silly Symphonies because it was all orchestrated music, and that's because they did a lot of dialogue back in the day, so it's all orchestrations.
Because in the silent era, you couldn't do sync sound, so it would just be music, just wasn't synced to anything. But then once you had, like, they call it, like, literally in my film school textbooks, it said it was called Mickey Mousing, is when you had someone take a footstep and it went like dun 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 dun. Like that's Mickey Mousing. Now here we have Steamboat Willie. But it seemed only fitting that we would do real strings and then sort of capture that Alan Menken, like that sort of magical musical feel, because
music is a big part of Disney.
Definitely.
And I think the vibe is orchestral. It's not, atmospheric drones, which are very in right now, or like, we have heavy drums for sure, but we really wanted the music to like evoke a vibe and have you feel like you're riding the Haunted Mansion. Like that's really, where it's fun and it's silly and it's scary and it's gross, but something that has just a touch of magic. And I think strings and a live orchestra, that's what does it.
Oh, that's like when you sent me that footage of them doing the Steamboat Willie theme. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is old school movie to me. It's like because you don't see a lot of those kind of live orchestrations in most films now.
Right.
But especially with that type of music, usually it's like more like the Hans Zimmer type of
like
serious. But it's like when it's the old school, almost cartoonish type of feel to the music. I'm like, it just made my inner child very excited.
That is the goal, to excite the sick inner child in its own.
Just like having a little puppet attacking.
Right. This is such a blast. There's a bunch of shots we did of this. Oh my gosh.
So much blood. so much
Some might argue too much blood.
Yeah.
Some might say so much blood that it must have been an accident and not at all how much blood was supposed to come out. And yet here we are.
And this is actually one of the few times I actually got to interact with an actor on set.
Yeah.
Yes.
Close perspective.
Yeah.
Classic. I mean, every filmmaking technique in the book is here. We've got an LED wall behind David. We're using forced perspective. That's a dummy head. I mean, there's like just...
And that wire you're holding is massive. I remember
a massive cable.
To make it look right in his hands. I mean, there's a dummy wheel there. I mean, there's green screen shots in here. I mean, it's just a little bit of everything.
I love this bit.
And look, and it is classic. He's dancing. And the thing is, we did some versions of this where we had shots that were, oh, look, and head's moving in pace. That was my idea. I was like, you know what he's got to do? His head's got to move with the tapping, and it's got to squish. But I think there's some shots where like we could put David into the scene and have it be sort of a wide shot and have it be done with VFX. But I just love a classic puppet shot. Having him really be there, having there really be, someone in the scene and the body's in the scene and he's there. I mean, it's just, I think the whole thing is like, you get it, you're watching it. And like, it's just so fun. I got chills shooting this scene. It was so great.
And then I love how you finish it like
With the
Cartoon, the circle life.
Mm-hmm.
Just me and George Lucas are the only two people who are using those transitions. It's like, it's a cartoon. You gotta do it.
Mm-hmm. You gotta have
Look,
fun.
there's a dummy back there.
No, that's your wife.
He said it. He said it, not me. I'm gonna get in trouble for that later.
Oh, no, I'm gonna be the one getting in trouble for that one.
This is such an interesting scene to shoot because the whole film is like a real balancing act of I watch someone die, I should be scared, but it's a comedy, so like how scared should she be? How sad should she be? So there's definitely some like surgical tweaks in some of these scenes where we played some of the moments more serious, or we, to try to keep the tone light. We did some edits to tighten up the movie and, kind of make sure we don't spend too long being dour or sad or kind of taking it to negative town. So you can't quite tell, but he's got Mickey ears on.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like the trash on his head.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's like she put little ears on there. Just
I'm learning so many new things today.
Right.
There's some jokes. I think something we established early on with Patrick Lawrence, the editor, is if you get up, like there was a part with the birthday brigade where we experimented putting a title card on the screen so you knew exactly which one was which. And he's like, if you show someone the joke and say, look how funny I am, look at this joke, like that's not as cool as just having it be there. And if someone gets it and they think they figured it out, the reference kind of lands a little better. So there's some stuff you don't get it right first time through, that's okay.
Yeah, if you have to explain the joke, there is no joke.
Right. This scene is so fun to shoot because we're like cramped in this tiny little engine room, and Jesse Cove is just massive. He plays Diaz, and Tommy, this is Michael DeFilippis here, is just giving it to him and looking up at him, and there was almost a romantic charge to it in the first cut, and we had to like dial it back because their chemistry was
come on, kiss.
Was palpable, right? we would yell at in the edit suite. I'm like, kiss, do it, kiss. And then I'd get a message from the producers like, how's the edit going? And I'm like, we're just yelling at the screen. I think the actors should kiss. Can we do a reshoot? No. I'd like to believe there's a world in which someday they do end up together. Yeah. And I think that would be I think that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Everything's really his fault because he sends everyone down to the lower level. Yeah. And then so it's his fault because if everyone was spread out, how would Willie get everybody? Spoilers. I assume you've seen the movie at this point. How would Willie electrify everybody unless they were all in the same room?
That's true.
So like it's really all Tommy's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, technically the people that let Willie out, fine. But by logic...
Yeah, but they didn't know.
Right, but I'm just saying by logic, like, Willie could just be steering the boat around to try to find Minnie. Mm-hmm. But, it's really all his fault.
Leader.
Yeah. Monteleone is the last name of my favorite teacher in high school. And I asked him if I could use his name, and he's like, does the character die? And I said, well, there's only about a couple of people that make it out alive, so yes. And he was like, you can have my name. So.
That is awesome.
Tommy cool. Monteleone. And then I had to teach him how to say it. He's like, is it Monteleone? I'm like, no, it's Monteleone. Monteleone. Staten Island, got to do it.
Oh, that was a fun little forced perspective trick that we did there, too.
Yes. This upcoming scene is, I think, one of my favorite scenes. It was so fun to shoot.
Oh, yes.
And that's Poonam Basu, who Amy and I have worked with before, plays Jazzy on the left. And then Bella in yellow is played by Stephanie Bates, who is also our first AD. So she and I work together all the time. So she's standing next to the camera. She makes the schedule. She helps us stay on track. But then on these days, she tagged in as an actor. She beat out hundreds of women for this role. And I said, it's going to be the most inconvenient thing in the world for me to lose my first AD, but she's so good at the part that we said, all right, let's do it. We'll make it work. And she's fantastic in the film. It's so much fun. Some of these jokes, I remember writing them and being like, well, let's see if it works. And like, then, when they come together and you hear people laughing in the theater, you're like, okay. With the drama, you can watch a movie and you won't know if it's working until the end, where maybe you feel it. But if you're in the room and no one's laughing, like at the premiere, oh my God, that's like, it's like torture.
Death.
I just like the scenes. Some of my favorite are the ones where you had to interact with stuff. So then you're using all of the big props and things.
Oh, that was fun for me. It felt like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids for me. It's like I loved using these giant props.
And I think we can all just relate to Willie in this one. They're being so
they're just the worst.
So this was probably one of my favorite things I filmed too.
Yeah.
It was just I got to play around a lot with my reactions and with his frustrations with everything.
And like, look at his little ears flapping.
Yeah.
Like his ears are bouncing around and that's what I think sort of sets out like a horror comedy versus like a horror movie. It's like, it's the tension leading up to the kill that I think makes the kills better. Because it's not like we're watching them slow, some special effects makeup be mutilated slowly and, going, man, this is messed up. It's like the jokes and the lead up to it is what makes people, oh, look at that.
It's so good when you just work.
That's, I'm surprised to be one that's a reference she had.
Yes.
She's like, oh yeah, that's like, can I say I'm surprised to be one? And I was like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Look at him. Perfect lighting, right? Preposterous. And then you'll get and it is a little foot. That's my favorite puppet shot in the whole movie. The little footsteps on right in the face.
Oh. Well.
Yep. Happens to the best of us.
It's a little dance.
You.
Like,
Wait.
I love those.
I love the sound effect right there. That's
I was like, we got to do it.
Like.
If he's going to do it, we got to do it. I mean, even the making of the sounds was something that wasn't actually part of the script. Like, you were going to be silent the whole time. There's Mike Levy, one of the producers on the film.
Yeah, that's like one of those things that just happened because I realized I had a body mic on me, and I just felt like I needed to make some kind of grunts or something like that, and it just happened organically. I was even like, if these don't work, you can always take them out, but I might as well just do it, and you have that there in case you ever want to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, David's bolted into the suit, so when you've got all of his leather shoes, when you've got, and her very dirty feet from being on the ferry, when you've got all of her, you can see it says, I want to be where the people are in the background. When he's wearing the mic, he was mic'd up because the mic had to be buried under the creature suit. So for all the whistling, we would have a reference track, then we could recreate it later. But once you started making all the noises, your performance just came alive that much more because you could make so many like different, your movements just had like effort, you could just tell. It's like if you see someone lip syncing and they're not actually singing, their cheeks don't move right and stuff. So it ended up coming alive. And then while we were in the voiceover booth, we said, hey, David, can you record more sounds? And then we ended up incorporating more sounds into it. So even moments where you see a shadow running by or, you want to feel Willie, you hear his little giggles, it brought the puppet to life. It made us feel like Willie was there and the scenes could be scary, but you still felt like it was David and not, something.
I just love that wasn't planned. That was just something that just happened. Like, well, these little sounds just came out of me. I'm like, well, let's just go with it.
And that's one of the benefits, I think, of like practical filmmaking, right? You're going on set. There are no happy accidents with AI or, with 3D. I mean, you can run a simulation for sure, but that stuff only happens when a bunch of people are in a room and someone turns the wrong way or says something or gets inspired and does a thing. And that's why I think we'll never be replaced by machines because they can only fake spontaneity, whereas we are actually,
AI does not create anything. It's like it just mimics what's already been there and processes it in a different way.
So I think we'll be fine because all of the happy accidents in this movie are what bring the film to life. And I'm very proud of it. And that's like, you only get that by being on a beat up old boat.
Exactly.
That door, not real. Fun fact. They put that, there are no lockable doors on the ferry, and it's a huge plot point. So they had to build that. So they took that handle off of an actual door on the ferry, and then they built the wall. They matched the paint. So everything after that bar next to the men's room sign on the left, that's all art department built that, and you would never know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, pretty crazy. You can see Marcus back there.
Yep.
Very helpful in the art department, one of our associate producers.
With his sunglasses always on.
Always wearing his sunglasses. He's a cool guy. So actually, if you look on the other side, like if you see the bright lights to the left of Peter Pan, that it goes on and on because the wall just ends. And we just had to frame it out because we could only build like 2/3 of the wall. Captain's dead. Oh, man. I'm sure they'll all be fine.
Totally
Dead men tell no tales.
That's a great reference.
Scheduling to shoot with Rumi, who plays Mateo, was so tricky because, he's little. I mean, he can't be up past
labor laws.
Yeah.
So anytime you see him, it's like we shot all of his footage on the same day because it's just very, very tricky.
Yeah.
But then, when it all cuts together, you just feel like he's there.
Yeah.
But I'd be lying if I didn't say that a few of the shots of Rumi are not someone in a Rumi wig.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
We're locked in. How are we gonna get out of here?
Here we go.
Without being fucking.
I love this speech.
It's so good.
I wanted to write something this is like probably the first thing I wrote in the script of like actual dialogue was this monologue. I wanted to write something as like, it's got to be like an expletive-laden New York City hype speech.
Kind of like in Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Right. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us, kind of thing. And I was like, I just wanted to, capture that spirit of like New York City, like that asshole with the heart of gold kind of thing. And he's hyping him up and you're like, yeah, this is going to be great. But I knew this was his Samuel Jackson Deep Blue Sea moment.
Oh, yes. Great reference there, too. Yeah.
He auditioned with this monologue, and we knew immediately.
This is the guy. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse.
Also, because he's just like so big and tough, and like is the guy that would try and save everybody. And then he just
gets it right in the neck, and then he just keeps bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. And that's like the fun of horror comedies. We can just like, whoa,
just go crazy with it.
Here you are. Here he is. Little Willie, big broom.
That's right. That's another big broom.
That's a
big broom.
We were originally going to have it be more like a mop. There he is. Joe DeRosa and Brian Quinn. So yeah, we have footage of them getting sprayed with blood. 'Cause that's the only way to make it look realistic is to just spray it. You can't paint it on and have it look sprayed.
Had a big hose too.
Yes,
big
that's
hose.
Right.
That's right. He had the giant hose and
getting water to spray on the decommissioned Staten Island ferry was maybe one of the hardest things.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because we didn't have enough power for the generator to have the water really have spray.
And then you have to bring in the water to spray.
Mm-hmm.
It was all.
And then you got to clean all that up.
And then you got to clean it all up.
Which actually worked out because it wasn't like
to mop blood up.
Yeah, we used it to mop up the blood. It worked out. But the funny thing with the hose is when it was written, it was supposed to be that he set off the sprinklers, but there are no sprinklers on the boat. So I had to come up with something else. But then it turned into a funny thing to use the fire hose because I knew we had to clear the deck. You can't have a haunted house movie with 100 people. There's just no way. So we had to, clear the deck and get almost everyone dead. Electrical Light Parade. Yep.
We went back and forth so much about what the electricity should look like. I think in the end was one of the references, like we looked at the Home Alone electrocution when like you see his skeleton.
Electrocuted. Head explosion, which we really did. So many permits. We had a fire department there when we blew that head up. It was just, was crazy. We used like actual pyro, which again, unnecessary, right? Why? Who let me do this? No one should let me do anything. But we blew up 2 fake heads. Yeah, which is ironic because the 2 of them are an actual couple. They're a married magic couple, so they actually perform. They're actually magicians.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah. So, but they're both from New York, and Cassandra I've known forever, and I said, bring out your inner Staten Island princess, and yeah, she did a great job. If you look closely, you could see in Rory's dead face there is 3 circles in the top of her head in the makeup. So there's literally a hidden willy. There's a hidden willy in her makeup. Shout out to Ashley. Ashley did that makeup?
Yeah.
There's a lot of hidden willies in this.
Oh, yeah.
I love.
There's a bunch of scenes too, even where there's like 3 circles in the dirt in the background. Like they're all over the place.
Yeah, y'all have had fun doing that. Like, where can we put the hidden willies?
Well, and it turned up to like one-upping each other, right? The crew, like as we're shooting, we're just, people are inspired and, what can we put back there? Well, there's going to be some signage here. And the team would just go and bring these cool things out. We had such a good time. That's just the perk of like, you're at one location, you have the workshop set up, and it was like you go over to where all the special effects makeup was, or where the art department was, and they had all their weapons and things and little tools. And we built this thing for tomorrow, so a spear could come out of her chest. It's like great, so much fun,
so much fun.
The production team had rigged up all of the lights in the ferry. They did work, but they pulled the actual tubes out and put Wi-Fi RGB tubes inside. So that light that's flickering back there is in there all the time. So when we did even the electrical scene, the guys hit one button on the iPad and then all of the lights would flicker like a disco, like they could change colors and stuff. And it was really, really cool. So when you see it, it just looks like a regular light. But if they wanted, they could just dim it down or brighten it up or add color.
Gotta love technology now. Oh, God.
We just knew at least one of the birthday brigade have to make it out.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be Cindy.
It's got to be Cindy. When's my birthday? Oh, my God. Her audition was funny because we cast her first, and then we cast the rest of the birthday brigade around Cindy. And so we were switching out all of these. She didn't know that at the time. She thought she was still auditioning. So we just kept switching out different princesses around her. And
Make them a little group.
Yeah, to make them into a little team and see if like their ages match and their vibe match. And she started improvising. Oh, look, it's Willie. That iconic silhouette. She started improvising, and some of her audition made it actually into the movie, and some of the stuff she said was so messed up. And she's like, "Well, she had read the whole script. She's like, you told me she's the worst." I'm like, "She's not that bad. Stop saying that." She really, by the 5th audition, she was taking some creative swings.
I love this gag here.
I do too.
And there are no animatronics in this scene. So when you see the nose moving, that's actually,
that's right.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's actually David doing that.
You were just like breathing out of your nose to make it wiggle.
Yeah, I was just inhaling, exhaling really hard, especially with the inhale. I had to really do a good inhale.
But like, look at that.
Cool.
That's like something we just discovered just serendipitously too. It was just like, because I was in the process of like after being a little bit winded after doing, I think it was the dancing or something like that. We noticed that the nose was wiggling. We're like, oh, we can do something with this.
That's so. I love how it was able to move so much. So you could emote so much through. I mean, what was like 10 pounds of stuff on your head.
Yeah, that was about 4 hours of makeup that I had to go through every single day. So that was a process.
Then so we were doing little pickups and stuff in the meantime. But then he would show up, and it's like David's strapped in. There's no way out.
I love this joke.
This joke is the most expensive joke in the history of cinema. Between the puppets and the makeup and being on the boat, and it adds nothing to the story. It's so silly.
Funny, and it's appropriate.
No, it's so true to life.
And it is.
Hey, let's just mark up the price.
Well, and the great thing about that too is when people comment on that, oh, she didn't make it out. I think she has a hidden willy in her makeup too. When people comment on that joke and they're like, hey, I loved it with the churro, the price of the churro, whatever. Every time I'm always like, thank God, because it was such a hard scene to shoot. This is a fun one. I get asked about this more than I get asked like my name. No one cares about the movie. They all want to talk about this scene.
Now, originally, wasn't this supposed to be the Ariel character?
It was, yes. The scene was going to be the death for Ariana. And we had some scheduling and logistical things that came up. And so we had to sort of pivot, and we were running out of time to shoot the movie. And so we sort of wrote this new thing. And Rachel came in, and she'd always wanted to be covered in blood and do a big crazy scene like this. And she just rocked it. And we shot this whole scene in a day. And
Last scene we shot
the
on the
very
ferry.
last scene we shot on the ferry. Yep. We sort of locked ourselves in. We did a closed set because obviously there's some intimacy stuff here.
Yeah.
And we locked ourselves in the room, and then we came out. And we said, "That's a wrap," and that was the end of the movie. Oh,
my goodness.
the name on the cop is actually one of my other friends, Tim, who was one of our other drone operators, actually, and helped us shoot the water tank sequence. So I slipped his name in there. So that was fun.
Cool.
I was going to put another one of my teachers in here, but we, as the producers, all agreed that the teacher who was still teaching might not appreciate that. So we did not put his name on
I can understand.
This joke, the "Can you feel the love tonight," was added in post because that's why you can't see her say it. Because we're like, oh, we need to put a Disney reference in here.
No.
There's a couple of other references that didn't make it in.
Like he likes her Hakuna Matatas.
Right, yes, that was in the script. And you can hear it in the mix a little bit. He's like, oh, I take you to the Magic Kingdom. He says that at one point.
One someday my prince will come.
Every now and then one hits me if like we missed.
How did we miss
opportunity.
that? The slits on the grate are just a cardboard box.
No.
Oh, man.
Especially, it's still in her mouth. That's what I think is so funny.
It's still going in there. Like 2 or 3 takes of it with all the blood. So obviously you can't like recreate it. Oh, no.
A big giant, and that was real. Then there's a big giant wheelie they brought on set for me to
I remember
play with.
they dropped it so it would land in your feet. And the thump
The
The thud of it. And then it left like a snowflake, like a fingerprint, like a veiny, bloody outline. Oh, man. That scene was, I remember when we were shooting it, we're like, we've got something special here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That whole concept was one of the first ideas I had when I was like coming up with kills and stuff. Some of them came from my co-writer, Matthew Dunn. But that one I just had in my head. I don't know why. I was like, bloody blowjob. Like the words came to me and then
It just works. It just works.
you gotta have some fun with this.
Yeah.
And also there are some shots, and I do say this, when I'm telling people when they're asked about the scene, as they often do, there are a bunch of other shots that make the film realistic that we opted not to do, right? Shots of like his mutilated, his torso, or like there's a bunch of other really gratuitous shots that we could have done, but we wanted to keep the scene funny, not like, oh my God, it's like torture porn.
Yeah.
And I think it came together well.
Oh, there was like the scene where I was going to do like the xylophone on the ribcage.
Yes.
Yeah, we shot all of that, right?
We did, yes. We shot the xylophone rib cage, and we'll tell you about it when it comes up. That where it was going to go. But yeah, some stuff just doesn't make it in, or you try it and it doesn't look right, or maybe you want to save it for another installment.
Yeah, exactly.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
I love these scenes between the three of you because it always seems like you're like a Scooby Gang, right?
Yeah.
Like the Scooby Gang, like lurking around the castle. Oh, man. Like, whoa, man.
And it was fun because the three of us just had to sit on the boat. The boat was so big that if we went and sat where like the wardrobe area was or down in makeup, and because it's a metal boat that our walkies didn't work that well. So if we were down at the bottom of the boat in holding and they were shooting up at the top, getting us was challenging. So we would just like sit the three of us around somewhere nearby where all the shooting was happening. And so I feel like we all like bonded over hours of, sitting around on this.
Y'all
boat.
also filmed this the day I actually visited the set too, so I got to see a lot of this camaraderie right here. That was fun.
Yeah.
Because I got to visit the set even though I wasn't filming, and just so I could get a feel of things. Also, I could like film a few little things just to get perspective of how things might look when we came to LA.
I think the goal too, Christian, but I know Stephen, right? You wanted to see how David would perform it to see if you could make the puppet match David's performance versus the other way around.
Definitely. So it was important to, even if you're not the right size, because I have all of this footage of David out of makeup at the actual steering wheel or in the engine room, just sort of interacting and playing in the actual space. And all of that was kind of shown to Christian Beckman as he was going to operate the puppet, because Willie is not just a design. He doesn't just stand there. Like, it's a living, breathing character. It's a living, breathing creature. So it was important that David could bring the character to life if you look closely, you can see that's the woman from the locker room scene.
Oh.
She's up there, yeah. Like he tied her up and he hung her like the mermaid on the front because it was originally going to be Ariana. So, she would be the mermaid at the front. But yeah, we shot all that footage and we really wanted to do something that would feel alive. And that's why I like creature movies and why I'm not a huge fan of movies with people with masks on them, because I just think there's something inherently interesting about seeing like a face that emotes. And for comedy, it's great because you can have those big eye expressions. I mean, you got those awful contacts in, but it just works so well.
I had a great lens tech though, so they weren't as awful as you would think they would have been.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Just raw dogging the contacts. Just put them in yourself with your giant claws.
Oh my God, that would have been disastrous. But that's the great thing about that makeup, though. It gave me that free range of expression, because that was one of my big concerns. Was like, okay, how static is this going to be? It was like, what can I really do? And because I always like to sit down in front of a mirror with the makeup and just see how everything reads when I make my facial expressions and everything like that. So I was very happy that makeup really lent itself to that. And dick in the face.
The sound.
I think the dick coming back is funnier than the original.
Yeah, this is so funny to me that whole how it just perfectly
lands, and that's movie magic. We just dropped it on him like 10 times to get it. And then it rolled. We dropped it on like 10 times to try to get it to land right, and it just never quite landed. And then we finally got it, and Patrick put that subtle sound, had the music cut out, and had it just kind of land with a very realistic thud, and you can hear it in the sound mix. It goes boom, and it's not even funny because it happens. It's funny because of his character has been such an asshole the whole movie that like having him be completely humiliated is great. He's
the
such
dick
a trooper.
gets the dick.
He's give me the hammer, give me the damn hammer. He said, and just the fact that he played the role with such commitment and was in character and was so gracious about it. And was like, hit me with it again, man. Like, let's do it until we get it.
He's also such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He plays this like dick so well.
That's usually how it goes. I've discovered.
Yeah.
It's usually the guys that are the sweetest teddy bears in real life are the ones that play the dicks, or like the mean asshole so very well.
But I think maybe it's coming from a place of like, oh, I don't get to be like this, so then I'm really acting, versus people that are like actually snarky, and you see it in their performance, and you're like, oh, well, that's just you being you. That's not really a performance. A scream is a wish your heart meets.
I love that.
Like my favorite horrible twists on the things that the things that we're referencing. No.
So all of that blood. Is there maple syrup in the blood?
Yes, I believe there is.
So much like maple syrup. So this room smells, like a candy factory almost. It's so mapley.
But there's no show blood on there. That's all the blood that's in that room came off of the captain. So there's no blood that's why if you look, it's really clean behind him in some spots, because we didn't dress the room. That's just the blood that sprayed off of his neck.
Wow.
From the blood rig. And people would come to set and they'd look around, they'd look at the ceiling and they're like, oh my God, did you put this here? And I'm like, technically, no. Sir Isaac Newton did this. And you'd walk in there and it's like, because there's so much blood stuck to your feet.
Because I came on set a few days after they had filmed it, and there was still stickiness in there.
Oh, yeah.
There was still stickiness when we wrapped. There was stickiness when we gave the boat back. There's definitely stickiness when they used that boat for the Tommy Hilfiger fashion show. I know for a fact because I went to the captain's deck on the last day of shooting. After everything we had wrapped, everything was out. The boat was empty, exactly the way that we had gotten it before we loaded anything on there. The boat was totally empty. And Amy was waiting for me to take, to just walk out. And I put my hands on the steering wheel. This is my last time as captain of my own Staten Island ferry. And my hands went, and there was still blood on the steering wheel.
If we would move something on a desk or close a door, you'd see in the crack that we couldn't see when it was clean.
Yeah.
That there's blood in there. Or
blood in every crevice.
Or like blood under the floor tiles. I mean, there's definitely, our blood is still on that boat.
That's great.
So, I'd like to believe that that's our little contribution to New York City history. There you go. Oh, fuck this. I reject all of this. Just can't. Just can't. Sometimes when I get lost, when I'm writing and I'm trying to figure out what should happen next, I try to think of like what wouldn't happen next. And then that leads me to sort of, well, let's bring this body part back. And that's how we get, there's Ariana. Hook in the face because she's a fish. She lives under the sea. It's quick. It's a blink if you miss it.
I love this. That subtle.
Yeah.
Or maybe not so subtle. Last.
I think at one point there was a line we cut out where she's like, it didn't fit anyway, or something like that.
Oh, funny.
Like, my shoe, it didn't fit anyway. Just, this commentary tracks is going to be us doing our Cindy impression.
And that's a massive.
Yeah, just a giant replica of the one that pops out of her later.
That thing was so much fun to run around with.
Very hot, it's funny too because we've established this is a world where Disney does not exist, right? So there's some jokes that were in the script where you realize, wait a minute, you can't reference that. Like, we can't call him something that's Disney. The only Disney reference in the movie that is actually technically a Disney reference is Rizzo the Rat, because Rizzo the Rat is a Muppet, and Muppet's technically Disney. But there was another joke where she mentioned Stuart Little, where initially she mentioned Ratatouille, and we had to change it in post because I realized Ratatouille doesn't exist in this world.
Exactly.
So they had to change it. That's the kind of love and attention that goes into making a preposterous, horror parody.
In that last scene, one thing that I love is that you play it like, hello, I'm right here, like you're being stupid, and calling out, like, run away from the window, I'm right here. I like that.
Yeah. It's like, she's stupid.
You're like, run.
And also, it's a horror movie trope, right?
Yes,
It's like,
yeah.
why are you, like, you're not safe there. What are you doing?
I've always loved, like, addressing those tropes. And, like, why are you running upstairs? I've done that in, like, one of my other movies in part 2 is, like, when one of the characters runs upstairs, I just kind of just, like, really?
I like calling it out. I think it's funnier.
Yeah, it's like...
And I think it's a balance, too, because if it gets too realistic, then, like, what are we doing, right? Like, why, if you're only... But then again, smart characters are what makes a movie like No Country for Old Men is really, really good, because in every instance, someone's trying to be smart, and the other guy is also smart. And so just watching them go back and forth of, like, oh, you can see under the window, under the door, so I'm going to turn the light bulb off.
Right.
Oh, you're going to hide it in one side, so I'm going to go to the other side of a different building.
It's more of a cat and mouse game that way.
Yeah, smart characters. Oh, so that's our first look at our young baby Willie. He's so cute. I have that rendering on a mug.
I love these.
This is just...
This animated sequence was so fun to do. It just seemed like because obviously Steamboat Willie in our film does not look like this, right? He's not rounded, he's not smooth, he's furry, he's got some mileage on him. If you look, you can see Oswald the Lucky Rabbit on the right side.
Oh.
Because we're, like the original designs for Steamboat Willie. But we wanted to, like, explain, well, how did we get from this, what we're seeing on screen now, to where Willie looks? And just having those references of, like, having him hold his hand like that, that
statue,
partners and stuff, like all of those things. We just wanted to incorporate to sort of make sure we love these characters. We want to honor the source material. And, it's I think it turned out great. We had an amazing animator named Tane who brought these scenes to life and, just give them just a little bit of movement. And, man,
That's a fun little reference there too. When you see him go, look, there's a Mickey short where he goes crazy, animalistic like that, and that's kind of how he looks.
His eyes, like bloodshot.
Yeah, I love that. I was like, that's a very subtle reference to because that cartoon came out in the last like 20 or 30 years, and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Everything gets recycled.
yeah.
It's funny. People love this joke. I think it's so funny.
So true. It's so true, especially in regards to all the live action.
Yes.
The craziest thing, see, look, that's the Terrifier set right there. If you've seen, I think even in, maybe not in 1, it's definitely in 2.
Yeah, the
but
workbench.
that whole workbench, that's Scream the Fire.
That was in like 3.
Scream the Fire.
That was part of 3 when I was setting up the bomb. And,
cool.
With the rats when I froze the rats and then, which is ironic when you think about that. I was like, oh, wait, that's where I also froze the rat. Oh, wow. Full circle.
We are sick people.
Yes,
Sick
yes.
things.
Those stairs trying to get down to that building were so...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
6 feet, horrifying concrete stairs. This building is massive. We make it look small and cramped, so it seems like it's on the boat.
No, it's huge.
But it's just huge. And the biggest factor is it's got giant windows. So to make everything dark, the first thing you have to do is drop these just massive, giant fabric tarps to cover all the windows. And it, it's just a big old, like it's the heating and AC for the whole building. But
that building's been used in a lot of things. It was even used for Arkham Asylum in Gotham.
right?
Yeah. I love this makeup. It's so gross.
Oh, it looks like
Just like
pizza.
he's melting.
Like cheese pizza. I love that.
This was one where we knew we wanted to go. Every time you go down into the engine room, you just find new areas. This is the actual boat engine room. So it's still huge and massive and cavernous. And we knew we wanted to do one more kill and do something that was, had some tension, but was a little different. And I wanted to get some gunplay into the flick. And Anthony's such a cool actor and so cool to work with. And he booked this like huge thing, and he only had like 2 hours to shoot his half of the scene. And so he came to the boat, he shot it, and then he left. And all you have pictures, $50. And he did a great job. This is originally where the xylophone scene was going to go, where he was going to see Willie playing the xylophone. And we may see that joke come back in.
I was basing that movement of the dodging the bullets off of the mask.
Oh, yeah, when he
fire on him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When they're firing him in the Coco Bongo Club.
That movie is a lot scarier than you remember. Like, you watch it and you're like, oh, that's kind of a horror movie almost. I love this. That's another amazing prop, the giant blowtorch. And they put those, they printed out those labels and put those labels on there.
Because it was it actually a blowtorch, or it was like a fire extinguisher, right?
Yeah, they converted the fire extinguisher. That's like one of my favorite ship shots. Yeah. And that's a real ferry really casting light onto the water.
That's really cool.
And if you look in the background, you can see in the dead center is a poster for Triton, like one of the action movie King Triton. And we used Christian Beckman, who puppeteers Willie, who's jacked. He's like a big beefy dude. That's him in the background as King Triton, and he had us all sign the poster, like the movie poster.
Hilarious.
And when the first image is leaked of Willie and he's operating the puppet, his arms look really big because the Willie puppet's really small. Mm-hmm. And so people were commenting online like, oh, he's got SpongeBob arms. Like, look at that guy's arms. Christian, you're famous. He goes, I'm King Triton, baby, of course. Yeah.
Small little references that he's like. That's another thing I just never noticed was that Triton poster. There's the Great Mouse Detective is referenced in the background of a much later scene too. Really?
Yeah, you'll see it. And that's Hearn, who designed the logo and our posters. Oh, it's the parrot. Tiki Room. It's another Tiki Room, and also
Iago.
Well, and the original cartoon.
That's true too. That's true. That's just like 3 references right there.
3 for 1. Independent film. You got to make.
Yeah, Rumi loved carrying around that.
Oh,
he took it home. Didn't we give it? Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, I love that.
So if you see it on eBay,
I hope he keeps that for a long time.
Yeah.
This is one of those deals where you walk around the boat and you find these corners. We just found this area and we were trying to figure out like what scene could we set down here. But I think this feels like a logical transition because it's got the gauges and it's got metal, and we put some red light and faked some cool shadows. And this area is where they control the power. This is like where we would go to like flip the switches and turn turn the boat on at the end of every night. And then you have to like run through the boat in pitch black darkness to be able to get.
God, that's scary.
Yeah, to be able to get back up to the surface.
Yeah.
This scene was written actually while we were in production. It wasn't originally in the script, but we knew we needed like one more like quiet moment between the two of them. We had so many big group scenes of 5 people talking, 3 people talking. And we wanted to just like, connect them and ground their relationship. And we're like, what are they going to talk about? Oh, and let's give him new shoes. Uh-oh.
Did that wake him up?
Gross.
It awakened something in him.
After we had written this scene, I remember independently, Pete and Selena both came up to me and were like, I feel like there should be a kiss in the movie. And we were like, I bet you do.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it because originally she was just supposed to kiss him on the cheek because they're not going to fall in love. It's only been like 3 hours, right? I said, all right, we'll shoot it and let's see what happened. Then we watched it in the edit room and I was like, damn it, that's better.
Yeah.
All right, you can have that one. I'm just going to take credit for it later anyway, but I'll tell you here, it was their idea. It's not the same. She kisses him on the cheek.
No.
And then later, and he sacrifices himself. Like, it just doesn't, Whoops. That flashlight is the most dangerous thing that we had on that set. That flashlight would literally, it's like a boat flashlight or something. It would literally blind you if it shined in your
Yeah, that's definitely a high-powered flashlight.
Yeah. There she is. She's still alive. Oh my gosh. I think she's like a stand-up comedian when she's not acting or something. She's so funny.
She's very funny.
She reminds me of like Natasha Lyonne.
She does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she was great, and I wasn't sure what I was looking for in Dominique when we were in casting, and then the way that she played it, especially that opening scene, was, she gets it. That's what I love about, you bring on these amazing actors.
I think she auditioned for something else, and in the moment we're like, can you step out and look at the Dominique scene and then come back in? And we're like, oh, I think she's that.
Yeah.
This was my Star Wars moment, my tribute to Darth Vader and Empire Strikes Back.
I have that jacket still. I think it's so cool with the William.
Yeah. So subtle.
Yeah.
I love it when I saw that in the theaters and people were just,
Yeah. The boat was just so big and the engine room is so huge that we were all in different areas walking down these forever stairs.
And it creaks. Like, you're on there and you hear, because it was docked, you would hear like the wood or the side of the boat, like, and then the sound mixers heard that and heard me describe that. And then they built it into the mix and built this whole beautiful ambient soundscape to make an empty room seem creepy.
I never realized how big the engine rooms were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Me either.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, it's a huge boat. The boat, our boat's seated 3,000 or something crazy like that. So, I mean, it makes sense that the whole base level would have just this massive engine. You just really, and it was supposed to be a reference when Pete's like, oh, there's all these hidden tunnels and things in the, in the engine room. It's supposed to be like a reference to the tunnels under Disneyland.
Yeah.
All these tunnels and stuff that let you, so you never see anyone emptying a trash can.
Right.
And the cast and everything can move around.
There's a whole city under there.
Yeah. At Disney jails down there, I'm sure. A place I imagine I will likely die. But now we're back at Bailey Seton here. But those other, we're back in the engine room from the beginning of the movie. But the scene that Amy and Amber and Selena are walking around, that's the actual engine room. And it cuts together beautifully. But when it comes to like stunts and pyro, like that's on the actual boat, that's at the factory.
Wow.
And between matching the lighting and the team working really hard to make it be consistent, I think it flows and it works. And, when you're doing production logistics and stuff, you have to find a way to make sure everyone can be where they have to be when they have to.
Yeah. I love this helmet.
I know.
We made 2 of those.
Yeah.
And that's actually Amy's face.
That insert of me is me.
Because when we shot it, you have the whole crew and you have the lights and you're trying to shoot as much footage as you can. And we just didn't have the blood dripping off of her chin. So if you look closely, you actually can't even, there's no blood on the finger.
You're right.
Because, we shot that pickup later. And so then you have to shoot it and it's got to be subtle enough that you wouldn't see it in every other shot.
Right.
Lily magic, Hey.
Good old continuity.
We shot so much footage. This whole scene of you guys walking in the engine room is a whole other action set piece that I'm hoping to bring back in the future. Look at that puppet. Ain't no strings on me. Ain't no strings on me. The
Nice reference.
yeah, well, because there's no visual effects there. Like he's just I think it's like skis or something. Like he's on like a sled, so
Yeah.
the beams hide it. Boom, nail in the face, in the foot.
It's like, oh, that's such a like.
The cat has made himself known.
Yes.
But this was supposed to be a whole other sequence. And you reach a certain point when you're writing and when you're shooting, and you're like, how many of these scary scenes do we need? And the boat looks so beautiful. Just walking around, wondering if the mouse was nearby was more than enough. And we didn't need to do the big other crazy thing that was in there for now. Maybe it comes back in later iterations.
Yeah.
And that's Amy holding a fake foot with a little blood hose inside of it. So I think Adrian in the art department is like holding
Her arm is in
the boot,
making,
and then Cody, who works the blood gags, sprayed the blood and timed it when the nail comes out. Every time we do a gore gag, it's like Bert from Mary Poppins. Like there's 10 people operating this big crazy machine, and then when you see it on screen, it's like, oh, it's just a little blood comes out of a nail, and it's like
I love these flowers.
Oh, I know.
multicultural. We still have that flower as well. Oh no, it's on the display.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Getcha.
That was a fun little gag to do with that.
Did it make you dizzy? Like, because you lost one whole eye of vision, right?
Yeah, but not really, because I deliberately told you to make it my left
Your bad
eye.
eye.
Yeah, because that's my bad eye. It's my left eye. Because when I did the first Terrifier films, they gouge out my right eye, and I was like, oh no, I can't really see out of my right eye. I'm in my left eye very well, so it was like everything was blurry. Just like oh my god, I had to do so much stuff with my left eye.
Yeah.
This is no good. That's why I was like, please, if because I saw that in the script that he gets his eye gouged out, make sure it's the left eye that gets gouged out.
And we did it.
Yes,
We did it.
and I appreciate you for doing that.
The cool thing, the way that rig actually works, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. Cody built it. So he 3D printed the handle, because it's a giant handle, to match the regular size handle that's in the movie. But then what he did was he built like a Phantom of the Opera style third of Willie's face that matched David's face. And so the plate looks like David's face, and then the screwdriver handle attaches to the plate. And then that whole thing was blended onto David's face. So it's, because it's too big, there would be no way to support it. So there's David's wearing a fake face in all those shots.
That's right. And it had like a pole sticking.
Yes. And the pole went into the handle of that screwdriver, so it looked like I was pulling it out.
That's right. Which is so gross.
And the luck scene, yeah. And then we just use VFX to put a little bit of blood on the plot.
And the sound effects that make it sound gooey is gross. I love it.
Look at him. Look at him. And that's the puppet in the foreground. We did a lot of shots like this where the puppet's in the foreground, then we cut to David, and
This one.
yeah,
it's like-
look at that. Yeah, so we put a little bit of blood on the pole, and,
It works.
and it works.
Movie magic.
And he's really there. It's where the screwdriver's really there, like, and all these things. It's subtle things, but I think like even just using the puppet, right, for tossing it like in that shot, like this is, it goes puppet David, puppet David, puppet David. But when it's all together, that's real blood and a real neck. The real mouse is really biting her. We see you really emoting. There's real blood on your face. Like all of it just, it goes back and forth, and the handoff is hopefully, it's either it's seamless or you just enjoy the fact that it's all really there.
Why you calling me ugly?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Just the one thing we let him say in the whole movie. But many of those shots are actually miniatures, little tiny miniatures that we built.
Like that one.
Yeah, that's a miniature shot.
That's so cool. That is so cool to me. I love miniatures.
Yeah, it was really fun to do. And we used like hairspray and a lighter to blow
To
through the
fill,
windows
to
of
put
the
fire
miniature.
there, yeah. I mean, it was we shot them at the same the same pool where this sequence was shot. And, it's like any of these things. I mean, I just wanted to do it that way. Something about it, I just wanted to do it. And then later when the boat starts to flood and you see all the water coming around, I mean, you can do that with VFX. Yeah. I am not the person to do
It to me, it's more special when it's actually real. This is, it's not all done on a computer. This is actually done, even if it's miniatures. I think it's so cool because it's something that's actually tactical. Tactile.
Yeah.
You can. Things move the way they're supposed to move when water hits it. It's
And then
love it.
And then we use little bits of VFX. I mean, there's a lot of amazing VFX shots in the movie, and the VFX artists are so talented. And they'll go and they'll take the miniature and they'll extend the ceiling, or they'll put some cool stuff outside of the windows. So like the water that's the hardest thing to simulate is there and it's real. And the little floating trash can is a little miniature trash can. And then they combine it with real shots of the ferry. And then you have something where like, okay, we shot something. It's practical. It looked good. Can we make it a little better? And that's why I like to use, I have this old book of the special effects book that I use that has all these special effects from, starting with the Méliès brothers in the late 1800s to now. And you see like, man, they had such a hard time doing some of the really simple things we can do now. So if I can shoot like them and then use VFX to take it the last 10%, if you look, all of the shots of the puppet in these earlier scenes are actually like a Muppet that I bought online and we spray painted black. We didn't want to mess the real puppet up and we needed a couple of extra inserts. If you look closely, when you see in these earlier shots where you see the mouse going by, it's the most awful, trashed, like just a terrible, terrible puppet replacement. It's actually pretty funny.
I remember reading this part in the script. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to actually have to get in water with all this makeup and costume on? And I was like, oh my God, that's going to be annoying.
And they're like, oh, if we put David in there, he's basically we're going to be waterboarding him.
Yeah.
Well, that's, he was late that one time.
I was never late to set.
He was never late to set. The way we pulled this sequence off is actually pretty crazy. So we built this box. So those shots of Amber and Selena are on the actual ferry in New York. That is our first AD, Stephanie, dressed as Rumi because it was like 4 a.m. and it was too late for him to shoot that sequence. And then all these water scenes were shot in a backyard in a pool, like a giant kiddie pool, like a big.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the messed up puppet, the cheapo one. Basically, we shot that in a kiddie pool. So we got a 12 by 30 pool from Home Depot or whatever. And then we built this wooden box with the open frame at the bottom, and people didn't understand how it was going to work. And so what we did was we put it on a platform. So instead of having this filling the thing with water, the pool was already filled with water. And then they got in, they're standing on the box on the platform, and the water is just at their feet. And then we would remove pieces of the platform to lower the box into the existing water.
So we lowered them into the water instead of raising the water.
Right, instead of having the water level raise. And it worked out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was inspired by the elevator at the beginning of the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
As of the Haunted Mansion, that room seems to stretch, but it's not stretching. The bottom is going down. And so it was like, that's like the most subtle Disney reference. Because I was like, oh, I could do something like that. Because that's the Imagineers have to figure out how to do stuff. And I've always wanted to be an Imagineer. And I was like, how do we flood this boat? Well, what if we just flooded one room? And how do we flood the room? What if we, did this crazy box thing? The BTS footage of it is ridiculous. And everyone was so excited. We lifted this like elevator shaft box and dropped it in the water. And it's like 90 degrees in Van Nuys in daylight.
Sunny, we are standing outside this thing. Can't see inside. He's in the box by himself.
Oh my gosh.
It's there's a lot of blood and pee in that pool because we didn't have a filter. No, we did have a filter.
Yeah.
But once you start spraying fake blood in there, like that was some murky water.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then we went back and did pickups. We had to do it at night, and it was cold and wet. And
poor Jesse.
I think he blocked it out because there was a point when I was like, Jesse, are you good? And he was like, his eyes had glazed over.
Yeah.
I think he just like checked. He was so cold. I think he just checked out. But I was in there with him. It was me and the DP and Christian. We were all in that box filming these shots. And,
I always wondered how y'all did that.
Yep. He lucked out.
It's ambitious on a independent film to say we are going to do anything with water.
Oh, yeah.
Flooding anything is so challenging.
Oh, I remember like on Terrifier 2 when we had
the box. Right?
Yeah, when she falls in there. It's like we went through so many like, how are we going to do this? And they actually just built a box and put it in Phil's pool and like,
oh
yeah.
We went to 2 different water tank places. We went to a place where they train people who work on oil rigs, have to have this like crazy water training. So they have
Because they take a helicopter to work every day. Yeah.
So they drop the helicopter into this massive tank, and then they rotate them, and they have to like unbuckle to get a certification to be able to do it. It was crazy.
Wow.
And then we went to another one here in LA that was a water tank used to shoot like photo stuff where you can see through the glass. We're like, if we fill this with fake blood, we're never getting it back out.
Yeah.
So then we need to pivot.
And not even just the fake blood. We're going to drop a big wooden box in it with
That's
like
right.
screws and stuff. So what we did ended up turning out well. Yeah, see, like that's a miniature,
Yeah.
right? So the back, so this, the stairs part is a miniature, and the water part is all miniature water shot in really, really slow motion.
So cool.
And then the walls were cut out from the actual raw footage of the ferry and placed in there.
It's amazing.
It's and there's a couple of scenes we cut from the movie that happened in between these things that show how Rumi got that, how Mateo got this picture, and we just may see them in the future. And that's his one little line. His line was written as something else, and look, it's Minnie. His line was written as something else, and when we got to the set, we were running it like, oh, something about it's not right, and I texted Matt Dunn, the other writer, and I was like, we need a different line for him. And he sent me 2 options, and this was one of them. And I'll never forget, I got to the premiere, and it worked perfectly. He sent it to me 2 minutes later. And at the premiere, he patted me in the back, and he was like, Steve, that weapon in your purse line, that was really funny. Good job. And I said, Matt, you wrote that. He said, really? I said, dude, you texted me the line on the day. He didn't remember. So, Matt, if you're listening,
Good job, Matt.
good job, buddy.
You get
Everyone else, it was my line. Ask him. Ask him, and he'll tell you.
It's funny because we knew we were casting a kid, and a young boy, and we thought, oh, well, he'll be like so traumatized and scared and tired and all those things, he won't really talk. But Rumi is such a talented actor. I feel like he could have had a whole bunch of lines and been able to do it, but we just didn't know that.
That's true. It's always hard to cast child actors because you don't know what level they're at.
Well, and it's just, this is not an easy movie to make. Yeah, so if you look back there, the current creative poster behind Celia, that is a reference to the Great Mouse Detective.
Oh.
Yeah. It's out of focus, but it's back there.
Oh, I see now. Yeah.
Wait.
And that's the Triton one behind Amber. And the one behind Celia is the Great Mouse Detective.
That's a movie that people forget about.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Such a good. Vincent Price is Ratigan. It's just like, oh.
And then there's that pet insurance one is a Disney reference too. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but it's definitely something. This song is crazy. They brought this song to me for the end of the movie, and I was like, I don't think this fits for the end, but Waking Up the Monster. Okay,
Yeah.
What if? And that song's by Michael Cimbello, who wrote the song Maniac.
Yeah. Good montage song.
Ridiculous.
So,
Yeah, I love
I
it.
said, no, we can't show her suiting up like Batman and Batman Forever. And Patrick, the editor, is like, we only had this shot where she turns and she looks. I wanted to save the reveal. And Patrick, the editor, is like, nah, man, you got to show her suit up like Batman and Batman Return. And I was like, no, man, I'm not doing that. And then we got to set, and I was like, all right, you're right. And we shot the
Yeah,
thing. And
it's
now
great.
And it's awesome.
It's so silly. I love it.
Oh, yeah, and this is that burn makeup we were talking about.
It's
You can really see it here. So Margaret Prentice, who did your makeup, something she complimented that I totally agree is that we didn't hide or shy away from showing your full prosthetic makeup.
Right.
Because it looked so good. We were excited to show it. And because we wanted to show how well you could emote through it. So we get these full face shots of burn and your eyes gouged out and you're bloody. And I think it's awesome.
It's such an interesting balancing act because once you start cutting and you start like hacking away at all the shots of the monster or shots of the puppet, then like, what did I just see? It's empirically inoffensive because you're not seeing it for too long. But like we're here to see the mouse. Like, let's see the damn mouse.
Oh, she did
Show
such
me
a
your
great
way.
job. I was like, especially with the burn makeup. She did that in a record amount of time too. I think it took about 30, 40 minutes, and she put it all on, and it just looked amazing.
She's a pro.
Yeah.
This was my most fun day on set. And then doing it again at the
Yes, with the giant.
Giant.
scaffolding.
So yeah, you can see. So like, when she's fighting and you see her in the close up, she's holding a normal size prop, and David is holding in David's shots, he's got a giant blade and she's poking at him with a giant pole. I mean, this thing was like 9 feet long. It's crazy.
I had so much fun doing that.
And it was so fun.
And like the puppet is on a skateboard dolly, and Christian is holding the blade, and he's like swinging at Amy, but he can't see. And it was.
We had to shoot that step so many times.
She's not going to be in the sequel. But yeah. I think I got like engine exhaustion or something. I inhaled something. I had to tap out of like 30 minutes of the shoot. I had to just go lay down. Something was not, I was unwell.
Right.
Something was not right. Those clogs were custom ordered from Holland. You could not get them in America. So Aaron like literally shipped them in. Those are real like Danish clogs.
Wow.
Yeah. Christian Cordella helped us design this look for her like mini, like Loring mini kind of look. And we were trying to figure out how would she make ears. And I was like, what if we did tambourines? So everything that she's wearing in theory came from the students who are in the the Danish costumes, things that would have been in their costume box.
Which is brilliant.
This is so cute.
She was like, so like,
I think the audience sympathizes with you.
Yeah.
And forgets how many people you've already.
I know.
you've just been murdered.
It's just it's a little mouse in love.
It's just in love. That's it.
Very Harley Quinn-like mallet. I love that.
We had a regular, like a sledgehammer, and it just wasn't cartoony enough. We were like, screw it. Make something big and ridiculous. We shot it again with this giant. If you look closely, she actually,
Yeah,
she's using a different size hammer.
that's right.
That is the actual skyline around the ferry where we shoot, where the boat was docked. And so we went up onto the roof. We're like, yeah, the city's just in the distance, But see, like, there's all kinds of subtle things that we had to do. Like when you're adding in David into those shots, like where is the light coming from? Where's the flare? And matching that lighting, like Willie's edge light versus Rumi's versus the edge of the boat, like just to make all that sort of match and gel together. It's a lot of planning, a lot of attention to detail. The crew just worked so hard to make sure we use these references and that everything matched. That's really her dangling on the ferry.
Off the edge of the ferry.
On a wire as thin as my finger.
Wow.
And she wasn't scared at all.
Alisa's a badass.
She's such a badass.
And she was like, the hardest part is I have no upper body strength. So getting myself
Pull
up.
myself back up. I mean, they had her obviously on the wires, but
Yeah.
it's just another moment of, it's just so extra.
I could do some acting
You
here.
didn't have to do
Yes, you did. That's what I'm saying. This moment is filled with
Such
so much love.
that. And then people are like, oh, it's like he killed Pete. Like he killed so many people. Oh my gosh.
But it's just so genuine. You see, you make the decision.
This was his last day on the movie that we shot this. And just a good scene. And I remember sitting behind the monitor and the script supervisors, Anila's next to me, and she's like, oh, I'm like, shit, ruining the tape, but also, yes.
That's one of those moments where I was so glad that the prosthetic allowed me to emote the way I wanted to
You can
emote.
see like your lips quivering and your eyebrows and your nose, just like everything. It all just like it came together so beautifully because it only works. The composer told me, she said, he can't be evil because nothing that loves can be evil. He's doing evil things. He's doing bad things. But if he can feel love, he can't be all evil. And it really informed sort of the way the ending came together. Yeah. And I think you can just see it in your performance. Like, he's been doing naughty things.
He has a reason.
But he's got a reason. And, you know.
He's just gone a little feral over the years. He had it hard.
Also, I mean, you tried locked in solitary confinement.
Yeah,
for many years.
you go a little crazy.
That's my favorite line. Hey, Steamboat fuckface.
You got to get a shirt. You got to get a shirt that says that. My favorite is Frozen Let It Go.
Oh, yeah.
Your line. But,
Yeah.
hey, Steamboat Fuckface.
I like this moment.
Yeah.
I think you guys shot that a few different ways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we did it.
But I wanted to do his stereotypical, like his little wave that Mickey does. And I was like, I was like, that's a good place for that.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, a lot of these things, and it's where, you can plan and plan and plan, but they're,
Oh,
at
all
a
the
certain
references
point.
right there.
Oh, yes. This was
So
great.
many references.
We shot this in the same pool that we shot the water thing. So we did this first. We did Rumi in the water, and then we cut the edges of the pool out, and we dropped him into like this bay water shot that we had. And then we shot all of the floating debris separate. So Amy's in that pool holding all of the Disney references and like
And them to like
trying to get them to sit and bob so you can see them. If you pause the film, which now you have the ability to do, you can see there's so many. There's the teapots, there's the lamp. I think there's,
Candlestick.
we put an apple in, yeah. I think
That
there's
is an apple, yeah. It's an apple, yeah.
There's Mary Poppins is in it. It's all there.
So many references.
Just like, I mean, we just had so much fun making this movie, and it was a great opportunity. One last chance to put them in, and it's so fun to sit in the room with an audience and have them watch the film, be elbowing each other. And I had this like big, huge, the first time we showed it for an audience in Vegas, this giant dude came up to me and was like, dude, I caught your Mary Poppins reference. And I was like, hell yeah, mission accomplished.
Well, they've got such a great catalog, so there's so many things you can reference, and there's so many things we can still reference if we do another one.
Should we do another one?
There are so many.
So go to your local theater and tell them you want to see a second. This was so cool. It raises some questions about how broken the boat is when you see the fact that like the boat is raised, and shooting this scene before we did the miniature shots actually complicated things because, okay, the boat can't sink that much because if we sank it down to like the F, for example, then what the hell is back there now? But it looks so awesome, and we have our own ferry. It's docked right there. Like, we'd like put it back there and we'll figure it out later. And that's why if you watch the film, it only floods that one floor, that one staircase. You don't see it come up to the roof or any of that other stuff. And this was an actual boat that was parked next to where we were docked, and they let us shoot on it. It's perfect. Really cool. Thank you to the Foxy. Was it Foxy 3? Foxy 5? You can see it in the background, the name of the boat.
Anything can happen in New York.
That's why he's floating on a trash can, because she threw it in a trash can in the bathroom earlier in the movie, and they had him floating on that trash can. So conceivably, that's where the book came from.
And I love how they have the magical trauma blankets on them, too. They always heal everything.
Yes.
Trauma blankets go a long way. If you look closely, you can see Selena and Amber on that boat.
Really?
Yeah, just another extra
That's
VFX
cute.
shot. Why not?
Why not?
I mean,
Why
Keep
not?
doing VFX. Never finish working on the movie. Just keep, like, what do you mean there's more VFX?
The little
in shot?
details that matter, though. That's the thing.
You can see it in the theater, though, in the theatrical. This is so fun. Christian Beckman, the puppeteer, is hiding
in that
in that garbage. It's all clean garbage, very safe movie garbage. But I'm like, Christian, the garbage is breathing. Stop moving. And so he has to like hold his breath and operate the puppet. And you can really see the burn makeup here. It looks so good.
Yeah.
on your scissors or in your
Oh, those scissors.
that made it heavy.
Oh,
didn't it?
they were so heavy.
And look where it is. He gets his happy ending. Oh. Yeah. Right.
Yay. These are my favorite. I love these.
love these.
These drawings are so cool. I want to make like a coloring book with them because I think they just turned out super good.
Stickers. I think they did.
This is just going the extra mile, and that's what I loved about this with these credits. It's like, that's me.
I just refuse.
She's so cute. I need a sticker of her.
It was just, and that's a reference to the skeleton dance. I wanted to do one more like animated tribute. He's a cartoon character, and they just brought it to life so well. They did such a great job. And I had these drawings, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but we got to do something with them because they're just so awesome. I think there's at least one tattoo I've seen of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be the end of the movie, right? Oh. I've been to screenings where they turned the lights up before this happened, and I'm like, no, you're missing it, the good stuff. Hello? This was actually not scripted. We did not have the plan to have Pete still be alive at the end of the movie. In the original script, he definitely stayed dead, and it was the only thing I never loved. I was like, oh man, I really wish we didn't kill Pete.
Yeah.
Jesse is just
And Jesse's so good.
so good in the film. And then once like we realized we were going to put his brother in this role, which wasn't originally written to be Pete's brother, we're like, oh, and that's how we set up the sequel. Let's bring him back and have him bring him back and have him be the brother and like he's going to come get him. So,
Which is great. Because I didn't even know that. When I saw this the first time, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yay.
It didn't happen, I mean, until we were shooting pickups that the final decision was made about it.
very on Pete's very, 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 very last day, I said, I need you to do some wild lines. And then I showed him the script and the lines where I'm still alive down here. And she was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, man, we're leaving the door open. And he was like, thank you. And then he came out of the room where we were recording it, because we were recording it at the set. And the makeup artist and the script supervisor were both like, they were tearing up. They're like, Pete's alive. And I was like, keep your mouth shut. So nobody knew until the movie came out. Thank you so much for giving a listen to this this commentary track. Hope you learned something. Hope you had fun watching the flick along with us. And
Yes, thank you.
thanks for
We made the movie with a lot of love. So
Yes.
please enjoy it. Watch the details and support Screamboat.
Yes,
that's right. Support Screamboat
so we can make a second one.
so we can make a second one. Is there a plan? I cannot say. But if you want to know, support the movie. Tell people. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you just watching it and giving this a listen, and we'll listen to whatever craziness we just said. Who can be sure? All right. Well, we're going to sign off here. I'm Steven LaMorte.
I'm David Howard Thornton.
And I'm Amy Schumacher.
Thanks for watching Screamboat and listening to the commentary track, and we'll see you on the next one.